getting a lot of information, and I'm sure people will be trying to grab whatever applies to them. So for this short code, I'm sure a lot of people who might be listening right now did not quite get that star 6700 star 00 hash. Maybe you could do that again.
So, all right, the short code is star 6700 star 007 hash.
Okay. Please go ahead.
So you can also register, like I said, you can also register in all our kiosks across the state. Also, we have a number of independent agents and enrollment officers all across the state to register. So this registration process is actually seamless. You are required to just pay your basic information. And once registration is done, you get a policy number, you get to enroll and start accessing care.
Okay, so I want to ask two questions. These questions, of course, were some of the ones that we generated from callers and payment. Should payment be done, for instance, you have an agent, should payment be done through these agents, or there's another means through which payments can be made?
Okay, when it comes to payments, none of our agents or our enrollment officer is supposed to receive cash. You can pay via POS at any of these locations I've earlier mentioned. In our same USSD code I mentioned earlier, you can pay via that platform also. You can also pay on our enrollment officer to receive cash from you. Payment is solely done by the enrollee on their own, which is very seamless.
Okay, so another texter from last week who actually had some interest also asked that is it possible, is it a necessity or is it mandatory that the person who is trying to enroll has a LASRA registration, which would be of course seeing to it that they are registered as Lagos residents?
Okay, yes, LASRA is actually something you should have as a Lagos resident. But if you don't currently have that, yes, you can also be able to register. But if you have that, definitely we'll take that from you. Also input it as part of our database when taking your data from you. Okay,
beautiful. So now moving on to some other conversations that that we've gotten. A lot of people talking about and asking these questions to know how seamless the Ilera Eco plan is. People are also asking how much the standard JARA plan and how do they pay for this entire plan?
Okay, the standard JARA plan payment is very, like I said, the goal of the scheme is also affordability, as much as we're offering quality. So for as low as 4,125 naira, you can register on Ilera Eco standard JARA on a single plan. So if you want to pay instrumentally, that is for as low as 3 months. But for those that want to pay one-off, if you want to pay in a year, for a single plan, it's 15,000 naira.
Okay, 15,000 naira for a single plan. That's for one person.
Yes.
Okay, so there are also plans for family members and stuff. And that single plan, if for instance I registered as a single person this year, and before my plan is exhausted next year, I get married, and I have a wife now. How do I reconcile that? Can my wife at the time, maybe before my term expires, is there a possibility that my wife or someone who recently became a part of my family, like a wife for instance, can also partake from my single plans before it expires? Or how do I reconcile if I want to bring her on that plan as well?
Okay, so what single plan simply means here is a single person that is yet to get married. So if you register on a single plan, the plan only covers you alone. So it doesn't cover any member of your family or your spouse. So if you want to be on a family plan, you have to register. If you want to support to benefit, you have to register on a family plan for them to be able to benefit. Okay, so
typically, how many people does the family plan cover?
Okay, we have two family structures. The family of 4, that is from 2 to 4, that's 55,000 naira in a year. And we have the family of 6, that is once your family threshold crosses to 5 or 6. So you get to pay 80,000 naira in a year for such a family plan.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much for giving us all this information. And in case you just tuned in, this is Super FM 92.7, your one family, one radio station, reaching you live from Lagos City in Nigeria. We are here talking Ilera Eco on family matters, and it is the Lagos State Health Management Authority, Health Management Agency, I beg your pardon. And they're here every week on Tuesdays between 10 a.m. and 10:30, telling us about all the amazing plans and how you, as the Lagos residents can actually partake of the Ilera Eco plan. Now, this is a plan that has a lot of benefits that expand through different types of healthcare services that you can get within the private and public sector in Lagos State, and it is something that the governor of Lagos State and of course the Ministry of Health right here in Lagos State has been on top of for a while. Now, we're having a conversation with the grassroots coordinator LASHMA, Mr. Lucas Aladeusi, who is giving us updates on some of the things that you need to know. And if you would like to ask some more questions, you can send a WhatsApp message to 0705 6900927. Send a WhatsApp message right there to 0705 6900927. And even after the show, you still have questions about the Ilera Eco, please do well to send us a message at 0705 6900927. WhatsApp messages only. So before we move on to the next thing, I want to ask, how much okay, so let's now talk about the accessibility of this thing, because around the time when the secretary was here, and we also had the other representatives of LASHMA who have been on the show, they talked about the payment plans that can be instrumental. Some of these plans can actually be instrumental, and a few people have been also asking follow-ups on that particular plan to get the instrumental thing going. Does it only apply typically to people in the informal sector, maybe market women and traders, or someone who is a salary earner? Can that person also partake of the Ilera Ntiwa package that is being spoken about on the Ilera Eco plan?
Okay, that is very correct. So for those that want to pay instrumentally, or for those that have low income rates, or for those that pay, for those that want to pay instrumentally, basically, because for us to be able to make the executive order easy to adhere to, we have to make the payment flexible. So for those that want to pay instrumentally, first of all, you will come on board as part of the Ilera Ntiwa, like you mentioned, which is a cooperative body we've set up together to make sure that people in the informal sector have access to pay small. So you can pay small, but you have to belong to the Ilera Ntiwa cooperative first before you can be able to access this kind of instrumental payment. And
we also heard that the Ilera Ntiwa has some other benefits that also include maybe cheap food, access to cheap food stuff and all those other things. Could you elaborate a bit more on some of these things, because we've seen questions coming asking about that as well?
Okay, thank you very much. So Ilera Ntiwa is a very germane initiative by LASHMA, and also it comes with all the bogus benefits that you get to enjoy on that benefit that is also attached to cooperatives. And most of all, you also have an health insurance plan that is limiting out-of-pocket payments for you allowing you access to quality and separate care.
Please hold that thought. Let's get to this call. Hello, good morning. A message on WhatsApp if you want to call 0805-092-0927. If you want to send a message, you could do that via WhatsApp 0705 6900927, and we would be reading them real time as you drop your informal sector and outlining all the benefits that accrue. I didn't even know that you could get that travel thing at the end of the year, and accessibility of loans, which is also something that is part of that particular scheme. But before we get to ask the next question, let's see what this caller has to say. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Rebecca. It's from 92.7.
Yes, this is 92.7 Super FM Lagos. Do you have questions for the grassroots coordinator of the LASHMA?
No.
Hello? Okay, you'd have to call us back. And then please, let's keep the conversation centered towards what we're talking about. We are here with the grassroots coordinator of the Lagos State Health Management Agency, Mr. Lucas Adeosi, who is here telling us about the Ilera Eco plan and some of the most important benefits that you can get from this scheme. We know that there's the Ilera Eco plan that has the standard JARA plan that gives a single person a privilege of registering for 15,000 naira for a plethora of health benefits in the healthcare scheme that covers a whole year's duration. We have the family plan that covers a family of 4. That's the parents and 2 kids, which is catered to at the price of 55,000 naira a year. And we have a third plan that covers for a family of 6, which is summed at the sum of 80,000 naira for a whole year. Now, while we're talking about this, we also touched on the Ileran Tiwa plan, which is also a major part of this conversation. But before we go, before we move on and wrap things up on the show today, I want to ask, for people who cannot afford to pay that entire fee at once and are not exactly within the informal sector, is it something that maybe a salary earner who is also in the formal sector can be a part of? Can they do that instrumental payments as well?
Okay, so the way it's currently structured is the fact that for those that want to pay instrumentally, you will need to come under what's it called, as an individual. You will have to be on that cooperative, which is Ileran Tiwa. So, but for corporate bodies, yes, they can be able to register and pay instrumental. But for those in the formal sector or for individuals that want to be on the instrumental payment method, that means you have to belong to Ileran Tiwa. And it's not also not limiting you, because you're also going to have a lot of bogus benefits, like I mentioned earlier. There's still more to those benefits. So for you to be able to do that, yes, you have to come under the Ileran Tiwa cooperative for you to benefit the multiple opportunities.
Okay, thank you so much. And before we let you go, Mr. Lucas Adeosi, what's the final advice that you have for Lagos residents concerning Ilera Eko?
All right. My advice to people of Lagos is, you are a taxpayer in Lagos State. You reside in Lagos. You work in Lagos. It's a benefit that you have to enjoy. This is a scheme that the government has put on ground for us to be able to have a better life and a better living, protecting us from catastrophic events. So in Ilera Eko, we don't want to leave anybody behind in Lagos State. So we are appealing to all of us to come on board and enjoy one of the dividends of democracy from our able governor of Lagos State. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lucas Aladiusi, for making out time to be here with us today and for bringing all the knowledge that you have brought. We also, of course, applaud you on your good work that you do with your team at the Lagos State Health Management Agency.